Peace family, Queen here. Let's talk a little bit about this executive order that was signed yesterday for the U.S. Sovereign Wealth Fund. Having a little coffee as I chat with you. All right, so yesterday there was an executive order signed. If you're in the Bitcoin space, you know that Cynthia Lummis has been pushing for a strategic Bitcoin reserve, and I'm thinking that maybe they're, I don't know if they're going to sweep in the SBR into the Sovereign Wealth Fund, or if they're gonna have the Sovereign Wealth Fund and the Strategic Bitcoin Reserve Fund. Just don't really know. But anyway, it looks very, very bullish for Bitcoin. As if you needed another reason to be bullish on Bitcoin, here is another reason. And here is another reason why you would want to, perhaps front run, right, the US from outwardly buying Bitcoin. Because once the US does it, and this is not financial advice, please, let's not go there. You already know what it is. But they don't want to, the US, right? They don't want to show their cards and say, hey, yeah, we're buying Bitcoin. Because once they do that, every other country is going to get in line and follow suit. And we're going to see Bitcoin at $1 million per coin or more. Okay. And if you've been, listening to me since I've been preaching and talking about this, when Bitcoin was under $1,000 and you're still sitting on the sidelines and you have not acquired a Bitcoin portfolio, you have not gotten off zero, I quite honestly, I don't know what to tell you. You probably should just stop listening, fold up shop, and forget about it, because you won't have another opportunity like this before your eyes to create, generational legacy wealth for yourself. You just won't. Sorry, it is what it is. This is the time. This is the time. So anyways, we had a huge sell-off in the stock market, S&P and the NASDAQ yesterday with the tariffs and all of these different things, right? Bitcoin bounced back, so right at around 100,000 or so per coin right now this morning. But anyways, talk a little bit about the Sovereign Wealth Fund. So the Sovereign Wealth Fund, they want to have it set up within the next 12 months. The two departments that are over this fund is the U.S. Secretary Treasury and the Secretary of Commerce. Okay, and I'm going to share a video with you of one of those guys. Both of them are Bitcoin hodlers. Again, it's as if you needed another reason to be bullish on Bitcoin. As if you needed another reason to be bullish on Bitcoin. Bitcoin is capitulating the entire TradFi industry. Why? If you can't beat it, guess what? You join it. And that's what it is, right? Because you can't argue and beat math. Math is just math, and that's what Bitcoin is. It's a fair, equitable system that's censorship resistant, that has no counterparty risk, that has no CEO, no corporation, wasn't pre-mined coins. It is the truest of the truest of 1000% decentralized blockchain. That's what this is, right? And this is where all the wealth is pouring into that asset, Bitcoin. So a little bit more down here. Yeah, they're also talking about, buying TikTok. That doesn't really interest me. I could give a shit less about TikTok. But let's see. There's something I wanted to read. In here. Yeah, that's all talking about TikTok. But anyway, let's get to the crux of this. This is what I wanted to share with you. Okay, this is again just another reason, right, for you to be even more bullish on Bitcoin. Okay, so this guy here, I'm gonna play this video. He's the Treasury Secretary. Okay, this was an interview he did back sometime in January, right? And he talks about how he has hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars in Bitcoin. So let's just play this video, and then your action would be to get off zero. If you're on zero, like you have no allocation towards Bitcoin, perhaps you'd want to get you at least one Bitcoin. All right, here we go.
How do you think about either you or Cantor?
I don't have a big enough percentage. I probably have, if... No, I can't say, because then people can figure out that no, how much I have. I would say I have hundreds of millions of dollars.
Okay.
Okay, hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars exposure to Bitcoin. And it will be billions.
I was going to say, so next year when you come back, and we'll do this again, and you'll be a Bitcoin billionaire, and
yeah, but you remember that model I told you? So if every time Bitcoin dips, I'm going to be the buyer. Right?
Trust me, I know why you're doing the lending.
It's all coming. You're figuring it out.
Listen, you don't have to explain that one around here.
So yeah, I got the 50% Bitcoin, I got the Bitcoin lending, but basically what you're going to see is Cantor Fitzgerald is going to be the sponsor of Bitcoin into traditional finance.
Mm-hmm.
And so we will be the leader of it. And I'll pull out this podcast in years to come and say, see, I told you, because no one's going to remember.
Of course.
Right? But all the banks, after we do it and show people how to do it right, they'll all copy.
Mm-hmm.
And so the asset of Bitcoin will just, as it becomes more accepted, it will become more valuable. And the whole Bitcoin nation should just call it a commodity, never a currency.
Mm-hmm.
Just call it a commodity. Because if it's a currency, you're attacking the politicians of the country,
mm-hmm.
right? You're trying to replace my currency with yours.
Mm-hmm.
But if you say, hey, I'm just oil, I'm just gold,
mm-hmm.
I'm just a commodity, leave me be, right? Then they'll leave you be. And that is true. And it will be why Bitcoin, which is rare and is special, will become ever more rare, as we both know,
mm-hmm.
ever more valuable over time. It'll be financed just like gold is, right? Gold is, it's not like super financeable, but it's financeable. Oil, mm-hmm. it's not super financeable, mm-hmm. but it's financeable, right? Bitcoin will be financeable. Bitcoin will be way, way, way higher, sometimes lower. You just have to have faith.
And let's look at the charting here. I want to just let's pull this up real quick. All right, so this is the sell-off here. This started from Friday with the tariffs, right? And so we had a huge sell-off. We were as high as 106 was where we wicked up on Friday, and then we went as low as 91, and this was Monday, yesterday, and so now we're sitting at right at around 100,000. Call it 100,000, right? Now the TradFi markets, and I mean, there was a huge liquidation. Huge liquidation. All the altcoins, traditional finance, stocks, huge liquidation. Bitcoin, very resilient, very resilient. Bounce back, boom, we're sitting at 100K. 100K is where we're sitting. So, the thing that you have to ask yourself is, whatever your portfolio looks like, whatever you're investing in for, yourself, for your own retirement, for your children, their children, and so on. Ask yourself: Is the annualized returns, are they greater than what Bitcoin CAGR has been over the last decade, which is north of 50% a year? I don't know any other asset out there that competes with those metrics. Look in the description of the video if you want some different ideas as far as getting yourself in the game, setting yourself up for financial success, things like that. There's some different ideas in the description of this video. Again, not financial advice, but hey, we're doing over here what we're doing, and what I'm teaching my clients to do is we're doing exactly what Michael Saylor is doing. Michael Saylor is CEO of MicroStrategy. He'll probably be the first trillionaire on the planet because he has turned his company into more so a Bitcoin company. And his game or his strategy is very simple. He's borrowing cheap fiat dollars and he's turning those cheap fiat dollars into hardcore Bitcoin and throwing it over in cold storage. So my message to you, get to 1 Bitcoin, do whatever you gotta do, hustle, second job, second business, whatever you need to do, get yourself to 1 Bitcoin, pop it in cold storage, look in the description of the video, some different ideas, things like that, and I'll see you in the next video. All right, bless up.